So guys, Mr. Beast is again in hot waters because Twitter doesn't like his philanthropy. In this video he went to South Africa and giving 20,000 pair of shoes to kids. Because as he say here in the beginning of the video, basically what is keeping hundreds of thousands of kids from an education, it's basically shoes. So he paired up with another organization here in South Africa, and with other help they're trying to bring those shoes to people. Those shoes, they don't look very great, but at least it's something, right? But of course people, they're always gonna, people on Twitter, they're gonna be pissed off, like this imbecile right here. People praising this like things like this, like good guy Mr. Beast, ignore the reality that he makes a profit from this type of video. This isn't really charity. Yeah, actually it is very much charity. It's just that people like this guy, they probably suffer, and I feel sorry for them, because it's not their opinion. So now he got the attention that he wanted with Twitter, like with tweets like this, and there are many others which more or less react in the same way, but for the majority there is a lot of support, including mine. Some people are pointing out to the fact that this does not change the root cause of the problem, which is true, but it also wasn't created by Mr. Beast. The reality or whatever it's going on in South Africa, in that region, I wasn't aware that in this particular place there was this type of shortage, and there are students and there are like teachers which they want to do their work, and they just have empty classrooms because kids don't want to walk to school. Because of course, can you imagine to walk bare feet in a place where there is garbage and there is glass and there is stones and there is all kinds of things around? I mean, look at this. This is insane. This guy was saying, I can be a great teacher, but I can't be a great teacher without students in my classroom. So, and I find it actually super stupid because he makes money from those videos, but he gives money back in other charities and in his charities as well. But the thing that also people miss is that his philanthropy channel doesn't drive as many views as his other channels like gaming and the main channel. 2 million, 3 million, 5 million or so. It's a lot of views for me, of course, on a video, but for Mr. Beast is like literally a tenth or less of what he's used to on all these other platforms. So to say that he's doing this primarily to increase his notoriety of fame, I think is BS. A video like this has 2.6 million views in one day, probably will grow bigger, but as you can see here, most of his philanthropy videos, they don't grow as much, some more, some less, but definitely they don't grow as much as his main channel. And the question whether or not he will need this to increase his notoriety, it's obvious he doesn't need it. He has enough channels and success on those other platforms that he really doesn't need to put the extra effort in doing this for something that it's vain and self-serving. That's it. He's doing this probably because he really feels compelled to try at least to do something instead of being a keyboard warrior sitting at home venting the frustration of probably a miserable life. And I feel sorry because we all go through struggle, but that's not the way. That's not the way of trying to put down somebody that is trying to use his influence for something good.